Hey guys, it's Sekaar, and today we're going to be going over my Magic Dragon Knight build for the Necrom chapter. Before we get started, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do that. That's all I'm going to say. I really like this build. This build has been a lot of fun. The tankiness is there, the damage is there, and I just really think it's worth the shot. If you're looking for a brand new DK build to try, I think it's a lot of fun trying these different sets out. You can only do so much with these sets nowadays because there's only so many sets that are going to be meta. But I think that this is a very fun combination, and I hope that you guys enjoy. Without further ado, let's get started. First things first, we're going to look at our character sheet. We're going to be a Breton on our MagDK. Breton, in my opinion, is best in slot because of the reduced cost that you have on your magic abilities. But personally, I really just like Breton. If you want to also do a different race, I think that Imperial would work really well as well. And then Dark Elf would be good as well. Some of this classes or some other races would be good too. I think Khajiit would actually probably be best in slot for this build because it's going to be mostly a crit Dragon Knight build. But I didn't really want to go to Khajiit on this because I tried out a bunch of different builds for Dragon Knight, and I just didn't want to do Khajiit for one crit build when I'm going to try a lot of other woods later on. So I didn't want to race change back. Either way. So looking forward, our attributes are going to have 37 points into magic and 27 points into health to give us a max magic pool of 23,000, a max health pool of 30,000, and then a max stamina pool of 15.3. And as you can see, our crit percentage on our front bar is at 43%, so it is nasty. Our Mundus is going to be the shadow to increase our critical damage and healing. And then we're also going to be using Jewels of Mizrael as our food. That's going to increase our stamina and magic recovery, as well as increasing our max health. And then we're also going to be using Vampire Stage 3 because we always do that. Looking at our gear for our monster set, nothing new. We're going to be using Bloodspawn. Bloodspawn on DK is phenomenal. It is just a great combination. We're going to be using a heavy Bloodspawn helmet in Reinforced and a medium shoulder in Well Fitted. This is going to give you a line of stamina recovery. Then also when you take damage, you have a 6% chance to generate 13 ultimate and increase your physical and spell resistance by 3,700. And so that's just great for your overall sustain because DK works off of your ult gen a lot for your overall sustain. So really, Bloodspawn is just best in slot to use for Dragon Knight. Our front bar set is going to be Order's Wrath. We're going to be using a heavy reinforced chest piece. Order's Wrath gives you crit chance, weapon and spell damage, crit chance, another line of 900 crit chance, and also increases your critical damage and critical healing by 8% as well. A lot of people ask me if I prefer Order's Wrath or Gourmands, and always I prefer Order's Wrath because it's craftable. Gourmands is stuck to light armor only, and Order's Wrath also gives you 2 lines of 5 pieces. You do not get that 943 crit chance on Gourmands. So it says 8%, but it's honestly more like 11% or so. And then also having a heavy reinforced chest piece is just awesome. You're not able to do that with Gourmands. So personally, I like Orders better. Moving on, we're also going to be using Order's Wrath for our hands. We're going to be using Medium Divines. We're going to be using a Rallying Cry Sash. This is going to be our back bar set. This is going to be a Light Divine Sash. Rallying Cry, again, back bar. This is going to give you a line of crit chance, a line of max magic, another line of crit chance, and while Battle Spirit is active, so that means when you're either in Cyrodiil, Battlegrounds, Imperial City, or in a duel, critically healing yourself or an ally is going to have you gain 300 weapon and spell damage and 1650 crit resist. So that's why we're not in any impen because we don't need any more crit resist. So that's why we're in either Divines or Well Fitted for our smaller piece. We always do Reinforced on our heavy pieces. So again, light sash in Divines for Rallying Cry. We're going to be using light Rallying Cry feet in Divines as well. We're going to be using Order's Wrath legs in Reinforced. For our jewelry, we're going to be using a Necklace of the Trainee in the Bloodthirsty tray, and we're going to be having a reduced magic cost on this. The sustain on this is a little tough, so I think this reduced cost is one of the main ways that you combat that. Then we're going to be using Death Dealers as our mythic on this. I've been really liking Death Dealers a lot more lately. I've been actually choosing this over Markin a lot lately because that extra padding to your stats, it's going to increase all of your max stats by about 3k. So your health is going to be increased by 3k, your stamina is going to be increased by 3k, your magic. So overall, I just really like this. This can be Bloodthirsty with a prismatic reduced on it. That way all your stamina abilities are also being lowered as well for your costs. So Death Dealers is what I really like on this build. I definitely recommend trying that out. And then our other jewelry piece is going to be Rallying Cry Ring in the Bloodthirsty trait with a weapon and spell damage enchantment on it. And then for our front bar weapons, we're going to be using dual wield axes of Order's Wrath. Our main hands are going to be Nirnhone with a shock damage enchantment on it, and our offhand is going to be Precise with a disease enchantment on it. The reason why we're using axes is because they increase your critical damage, and we have so much crit on this build that you just want that critical damage to be increased as much as possible. And then our back bar is going to be a Rallying Cry Ice Staff in the defending trait as well. Moving on to our skills, we're going to be using Molten Whip as our main spammable. This ability hits so hard if you could time it right, especially if you can get it to crit with your crit being so high, and you're in corrosive too. That I've hit upwards of 12k, 13k Molten Whips on people, and it is just so funny to see. Our next ability is going to be Shattering Rocks. This is going to be your main CC. So if you have a great way to pin people down and lock people down for this build is you use your Talons first to kind of lock them into place, and a lot of the times your enemies roll dodge. So when they roll dodge, you hit them with that Shattering Rocks, and then you waste so much stamina theirs, and you're just in control of that fight. I really like Shattering Rocks. It also gives you a nice little heal as well, so overall, definitely recommend this. I think I've used the same front bar and back bar skills on most of my MagDK builds. I just can't really use anything else. I just really like this. Next ability is going to be Flames of Oblivion. This is definitely key to your build because this is going, just by having this slotted, you're going to have Major Prophecy and Savagery, so it's going to increase your spell and weapon crit by 2,600. You need this on your bar. This increases your critical so much, and also that damage that you can put out from this is really nice as well. And then Burning Talons, this is going to be what you're going to be locking people down with a lot, and it also gives you a nice little 4-second dot as well. So I really like this to be able to lock your enemies down and just drain people's resources between Talons and Shattering Rocks, and I love it so much. Moving on to Noxious Breath. This is going to be probably your closest thing to a spammable on this build, and then on top of that, enemies are going to be afflicted with Major Breach. It's going to reduce their physical and spell resistance by 6k, so that's awesome. Increases your damage on them as much as possible, and the damage that this does is actually nothing to be slept on. It's really nice. And then Ferocious Leap. I don't really use this ultimate too often, but it's more of kind of that oh no situation where if you're running out of resources very quickly, you don't have a potion up, and you need some resources back, this is a great thing to use on your enemies. You will get your ultimate back. You have to stay alive to use it though, so if you need to use Ferocious Leap as an oh no situation to get your resources back, do it. You'll get your ultimate back. So I like it. I don't really use it for an actual damage ability. I use it more of a resource gain just in case I don't have enough ultimate to get to corrosive in time. Moving to our back bar, we're going to be using Igneous Weapon. This is going to be our source of Major Brutality. This is going to increase our weapon damage by 20%. Also, Race Against Time. This is going to give us our source of Major Expedition and Minor Force, so it's going to increase our movement speed by 30%, and it's going to increase our critical damage by 10%. So you definitely want to make sure this is active at all times because you want your critical damage high. We have almost 50% crit chance, so your critical damage is always wanting to be increased as much as possible. So definitely use a Race Against Time for this. Also, it's going to be your snare removal, so it's going to give you immunity to all mobilization and snares for 4 seconds. And then Resolving Vigor, this is going to be your main 5-second heal over time. And then also on top of that, you're going to get Minor Resolve, so it's going to increase your physical and spell resistance by 3k for 20 seconds. And then Coagulating Blood, this is going to be your burst heal, so when you're getting to low health and your Resolving Vigor isn't healing you as much as you want it to, you hit this, boom, right back up to full health. And then I've been trying something new lately. I've been trying Hardened Armor instead of Volatile Armor. And I like this a lot. It's going to be your source of Major Resolve, so it's going to increase your physical and spell resistance by 6k for 20 seconds. And you're also going to get a damage shield as well on top of this. So that's really huge for your mitigated damage. And I've definitely noticed, I've checked my combat metrics a lot when using this, and it's really mitigated a lot of my damage, and I think that it's a new go-to for me. I'm going to continue to use this, and I definitely recommend you guys trying it as well. It is great for your like I said it 3 times already, but your mitigated damage, the amount of healing that you get from it is great, honestly. And then corrosive armor. This is a great ultimate to have. You're just ignoring your enemy's physical and spell resistance, so you're hitting so hard. And on top of that, you're critting 50% of the time at least. So you're hitting so hard when you're in. I love using corrosive. It's the strongest ultimate in the game, in my opinion. And I just love being able to turn and burn enemies. Moving on to our champion points, our blue slotables are going to be Mastered Arms, Ironclad, Fighting Finesse, and Focus Mending. Our red slotables are going to be Pain's Refuge, Survival Instincts, Sustained by Suffering, and Celerity. And our green tree, the only thing we really care about is Breakfall, Rationer, and Liquid Efficiency. And I know it's very expensive, but the potions that I've been using have been the minor heroism potions, and they help your sustain so much. If you can afford these, I definitely recommend trying them out. If you can't, that's fine. Just use regular tripods. I played with both of them, and using tripods is still fine. But using these heroism pods, I was in love. They are so strong. You get your ultimate so fast by having minor heroism up almost at all times. And I definitely recommend trying that out. But guys, that is it from me. That was the entire build. I feel like I kind of ran through that really fast. So I hope that you guys enjoy. A few announcements before we end. I have started up a new TikTok account. If you guys want to go follow me over there, I would appreciate it. I didn't think I would ever be starting up a TikTok account, but here we are, and we're going to do our best to see and put out content over there. So guys, please go follow me over there. All the links to everything that I'm about to say are going to be in the description. So guys, take a few seconds out of your day, please, and go follow me on my socials. So the TikTok, my other YouTube channel, it's for my Twitch VODs. If you're not subbed over there, please do so. We want to get that channel monetized, and having all of you guys subbing over there would really help that cause. So please go do that. And also go follow me on Twitch, where I stream 5 days a week. I'm on vacation right now when this video is coming out, but when I come back, we're going to be streaming very often, 5 days a week, full time. Guys, I would love to see you all over there. I would appreciate it. Guys, that is it from me. No more talking. I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. Let's get on with the footage for this build, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.
stand and watch the world go up in flames. We fight for love until we die in vain. When the sky is getting dark and we're broken in our hearts, when we build our own demise, from the ashes we will rise. When the world is falling down, will you be my solid ground? When the world is falling down, will you be my solid ground? Be my solid We look off the edge till the waves come crashing in, and we say our goodbyes to the tides that march